Okay guys, Mario and Brandy, Nature's Edge Wildlife and Reptile Rescue here. Every now and then we get in an injured animal that just, to no extent and lack of better terms, just totally pisses us off, makes us mad. This is a situation. We got in an injured fawn. You can see it's not very big. Yes, we euthanized it, so we're covering that for kindness. Anyway, so this animal was hit by a car at least 2 days ago. Somebody kept it, thought they knew how to treat it, claimed a game warden. Not only one, but two different game wardens told them that they could keep the animal, which I guarantee you is not true. But anyway, so they tried to wrap up these legs. So you can see where Brandy is playing with the leg.
This is one tip of the bone, this is the other tip. So this is one break here that's almost completely shattered. And then they came down here, and I don't know, we haven't unwrapped everything yet, so I don't know what we're gonna find under here.
So this animal was wrapped up. Why, I'm still not sure. It's got multiple breaks in the leg, in this leg. This is the left front.
This isn't even broken, so I don't know why it was wrapped. Unless it was up higher and maybe it moved.
Well, but
something.
even if it was wrapped, there's nothing to stabilize it. It's
no,
just,
it wouldn't have done anything.
it's just vet wrap.
But this leg is totally shattered.
And just to show you, when we say totally shattered, it's gone. Like you can move the whole leg. It's totally gone. Got a wound here. It's got a wound up on the neck.
So this one is wrapped too tight and
Like,
over
way
wrapped.
too tight.
So that one was under wrapped. This one's over wrapped. And again, I don't know what we're gonna find under here. So gracious, there's so much padding I can't get through it.
So guys, when a rehabber says, please get the animal to us as soon as possible, don't do anything, no food, no water, there's very specific reasons why. A, this animal wasn't savable from the get-go. But doing all this and then leaving an animal for 2 days, so it's obviously broken in several spots. I mean, it's broken right there. I mean, you could see it's broken.
Yeah.
But even if you were just trying to stabilize this, you would support this in place and not...
And you always have to support the joint above and below a break. So it would need to be supported all the way up here to all the way down to the foot. And that would go for this one too. So this would need to be supported from the shoulder all the way down to past here. But both of these would have required surgery. They wouldn't have healed on their own, because this bone is almost 1.5 inches
completely separated.
Yeah, it's down here and here, so it would have need to have been put under anesthesia, the bones realigned and then pinned. It wouldn't have healed on its own. It wouldn't have just healed wrapping it. This one may have healed just wrapping it, but still an x-ray should have been done first to determine that. But this is also a wild animal. It can't be treated like a goat or a cow or a horse. If it breaks its, not just one, but both legs, it has to be able to evade predators, and it's never going to be the same again with a broken leg, much less two. So it's just...
And this is not as bad as if it was a back foot, being a little more load-bearing as far as jumping and, you know, getting over stuff. But it's still a crucial spot that supports weight. And you can see, like, not only can I spin it all the way around, so it's a complete breakthrough, but you can see just how swollen the joint is. So this animal wouldn't even be able to put any weight on this foot while this is healing. And then let alone two legs doing the same thing.
How
you can see the swelling and the different size, and even here you can see where the joint is completely swollen and the leg is misshapen.
And this deer was kept for 2 days without any kind of pain medication.
And the medication it was given wasn't proper medication for deer.
Or for a break. So
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't do anything except for head trauma, which, while this deer may have had some kind of head trauma, it's still this. Now, the other thing I want to touch on is the person that had this deer was feeding it. So rehabbers will tell you no food, no water, and there's a very specific reason why. With this animal being fed, we couldn't have intubated it to do surgery until the GI tract was empty for fear of aspiration. And that's the animal vomiting and getting fluid up into its mouth, back into its lungs, creates all kinds of issues. It's just like with humans. I say it, and I don't mean to dumb it down, but really it is this simple. The ambulance doesn't stop at the McDonald's drive-thru on the way to the emergency room. Don't do it for people. Don't do it for animals. Same thing. You're not going to feed and water your dog that was just hit by a car before you take it to the emergency vet. Same thing like this. So no food, no water is crucial. But again, 2 days with not proper treatment, not proper medications, pain meds, even if it was just abrasions, even if it was just stuff like this, that is fixable, can be healed easily without treating this and cleaning it and getting it proper antibiotics and working through it, because it is a game animal, so it has to have specific antibiotics and specific medicines that work for deer. You can't just give them, whatever you have laying around the house that you would treat other livestock with.
And then it would have to be kept for a certain amount of time then it would also have to be kept for a certain amount of time to make sure all those antibiotics were out of its system before we could release it back into the wild, because you don't want this animal to be eaten by something and have medications in its system that could possibly harm another animal or a human, if a human was to shoot this deer during legal hunting season, and then have those medications in a human system. So there's laws and regulations we have to follow, and we have to follow them for a reason.
So I do want to stress that this animal was euthanized within 3 to 4 minutes of intake. Once we realized the second it was dropped off how bad it was. It does have some minor abrasions, nothing severe, but these legs, no animal should sit there for days like this and suffer. I don't know what else to say other than this is a perfect example of why rehabbers do get upset. Rehabbers get stressed out. This is something that, we hate seeing any animal like this, but this animal should have been euthanized 2 days ago, let alone waiting 2 days to get to us, being fed improper medications, improper wrapping. Wrapping this to try to keep the swelling down, you can actually do more damage by over wrapping it. It's kind of like if you sprain your ankle and you put an ace bandage around your ankle and you put it on way too tight, you can actually cut off blood flow. So it creates a lot of swelling, a lot of issues. And that could be why, even the joint is that swollen down here. It just creates a whole lot of issues. So anyway, please, 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 if you do find injured wildlife, especially right now, it's hot out. It's 100 degrees plus here in Texas right now. It's really, really humid. When a rehabber says no food, no water, keep it quiet and warm, there's a reason for that. Not take it from 100 degrees outside, put it in your car with the air conditioning blaring, and drive it to a rehabber, because by the time it gets to the rehabber, it's ice cold, and now we got to slowly warm it back up to where it should have been. And I'll be honest, probably a third of those die within a couple hours just because they weren't kept warm. So please, there's a reason for that, and there's a reason for lots of stuff. We're not just being jerks when we say, hey, don't feed it. There's reasons why. But anyway, thought we'd share. We needed to document this. It's an education opportunity for everybody involved. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll try to answer them as we can. Thanks, guys.